It's Leap Day, and if you're one of millions of Canadians on a fixed salary, brace yourself. You could be working for free today. CBC's Philippe de Montigny is here to help us do the math on all of this. So, Philippe, of course, this could mean that some workers, they're missing out on possibly hundreds of dollars today for this extra day.
Yeah, and unless your contract says otherwise, the yearly amount you get as salary doesn't change whether the calendar year has 365 days or 366. So we crunched the numbers, the latest data from Statistics Canada out just yesterday, and you'll see that the average salaried worker is losing out on about $350 for a typical 8-hour day. That's impacting more than a third of Canada's workforce, 6.5 million people earning a fixed annual salary. Now that means if you do the math times $350, that means employers collectively save more than $2 billion on Leap Day. I've spoken to salaried workers in Toronto's financial district.
Like, you still have your expenses for that day, so I think we should be compensated.
I think it's pretty brutal. I know for myself, if I'm working, I want to be paid.
I'm not necessarily a 9-to-5 kind of gal, even if that's what my contract says. The reality is I'm expected to yield a certain amount of work, and that's what I'm getting paid to do.
It's a quarter of a day every 4 years, so I'm an accountant. That doesn't really kind of move that bottom line for me a whole lot.
Not move his bottom line, but $350 on average, that's a lot for a lot of people, especially right now trying to cope with inflation, the high cost of living. Surely that makes a big difference.
For sure, Hillary. And, some groups say that this is part of a broader issue of wage theft. You've heard stories of employers not paying for overtime, not paying for public holidays, some employers even withholding employee benefits. So that's all part of that concept of wage theft. Regarding Leap Day, there's no law forcing employers to pay their salaried workers extra for that extra day. But all of these unpaid hours and unpaid days do add up. Here's a lawyer from the Workers' Action Centre, followed by an HR consultant.
So this is a real crisis in Canada, and people are feeling it more because every dollar counts when the cost of living is as high as it is now.
People who receive annual salary will usually spend more hours of work in a year than what they're actually paid for, like 40 hours a week. It's kind of expected from them. It's included in their salary.
Now, some contracts do include pay for that Leap Day. PSAC members, for example, so that's federal government employees, Crown Corporation employees, some university faculty members, they have their salary disbursed over 365 and a quarter of a day. So that's the deal that's been negotiated there. Someone shared with me on Instagram that a public relations agency, Craft PR, is actually letting their employees have the day off, and they're even dispersing a small amount. So there are different ways that people are dealing with it, but there's no law forcing that extra compensation for salaried employees on Leap Day. It's ultimately up to employers, Hillary.
Okay, it would seem there's lots of different ways that they approach it. For now, Philippe, thank you for this. Philippe de Montigny for us this morning.